Recently, I released a video looking at the Trump administration's bombings of boats in international waters, and whether those actions were legal under international law. Today, we're looking at the same issue, but from the US side, our domestic law. We're asking, are the Trump administration's actions an unlawful declaration of war? If you haven't seen the first video, go back and watch it to get the full background. So, is killing people on international waters an act of war? You decide. The U.S. Constitution divides war powers between Congress and the President. Article 1, Section 8 says Congress has the power to declare war, while Article 2 says the President is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. Oftentimes, however, it has been unclear who really has the power to control our armed forces. After the Vietnam and Korean Wars, Congress did not want to enter more politically divisive wars without officially declaring them. So, it passed a law called the War Powers Resolution to make it clear when the President has to seek approval from Congress to send the armed forces into hostilities. The War Powers Resolution says the President can use the military in an emergency, but must tell Congress as soon as possible. And if Congress doesn't approve the continued action, the President must stop the military operations after 60 days. In this case, President Trump notified Congress about these attacks, and 60 days have already passed. Congress hasn't declared war, but the administration says the strikes will keep going. Critics argue that these attacks are acts of war because the United States military is killing people from other countries and is preparing for war, as evidenced by the fact that there are 8 warships in the Caribbean, a squadron of F-35B jets stationed in Puerto Rico, and about 10,000 U.S. troops in the area. They say that means President Trump is engaging in war without Congress's approval, which violates the Constitution and the War Powers Resolution. Opponents also point out that the resolution requires the President to talk with Congress before using armed forces in hostilities, and claim that Trump did not and has not done that. So they argue the President is breaking the law in more than one way and should stop these actions. Now, the Trump administration argues in the opposite. They say this isn't a war. It's a non-international conflict that's part of the United States' fight against drug trafficking. Because it's more like a law enforcement mission, the War Powers Resolution doesn't apply. Even if it does apply, they say it's still legal because there aren't real hostilities. American soldiers aren't boarding or fighting with the boats, and the mission is limited with a low risk of escalation. They also compare their position to that of the Obama administration's arguments in 2011 when Obama didn't pull troops out of Libya even though Congress had not declared war. So, can the Trump administration keep killing people it calls narco-terrorists on the high seas without Congress's approval? You decide. I'm Brenton Goodman. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below.